Good morning, especially to the class of 2017. I told myself I wasn't going to break up, but I can feel it starting already, so hang on. And good morning to the family and friends who have come here to celebrate your graduation. Now, before I start, you 10 folks on the aisle seats, underneath your chairs, you'll find a small bag full of envelopes. Don't spill the envelopes. Take one for yourself and pass it down the line. Pass the bag down the line, or whatever. Yeah, fine. We're going to have some fun with those in a little while. Just hang on to them for now. Today you join me and thousands of others as Lawrence Academy alumni. And because I am retiring this year, you and I are also ending our formalized relationship to the school. For these reasons, I want to speak to you in a way that is personal and it reflects the relationships we share as LA alums, as teacher and student, and as lifelong members of the LA family. And to do this, I've divided my remarks into 3 chapters. Chapter 1 is entitled Footprints. Chapter 2 is entitled Just One More Story. And Chapter 3, Grad Spell. Chapter 1, Footprints. In the spring of 1963, when I stepped out of my mom's car to go to my admissions interview, I couldn't have known that I was making the first footprint on the campus that would be central to my life for the next half-century. That's a small step for a 16-year-old, a giant leap for David Smith. If all of my footprints since that day could suddenly show up in bright colors, I don't know how much bare space there would be left on this campus. I've been all over the main campus, the athletic fields, the surrounding woodlands. I've been in every basement, room, attic, and even a couple of the cupolas in that time. I've even left footprints on the sides of buildings, teaching students to rappel off the old library terrace or off the roof of the science wing. Of course, when I graduated, when my number of footprints totaled just a few million, LA was a very different school. All boys, jacket and tie, sit-down meals. There were only 233 students. The entire faculty and staff totaled just 27. You keep us on our toes, you keep us honest, you punish us mercilessly if we forget our sense of humor. And so we adults never really grow up, but the secret is we never really wanted to. And as you find out, the student-teacher relationships here are very special. My teachers wanted me to be curious, thoughtful, and active. And they reflected those qualities in their own lives. Those men were curious and thoughtful and active. And I'm sure I speak for the 10 alums here on the faculty, the staff, and those who volunteer in the daily activities of the school when I say I came back to continue those student-teacher relationships, to give you our energy and to receive your energy back in turn. To steal a slogan from the State of Maine Office of Tourism, Lawrence Academy is worth a visit, worth a lifetime. Chapter 2, One More Story. As an English teacher, my job has been to share stories, and I want to do that one more time. I first heard this story 35 years ago. It has stayed with me, and I hope it stays with you. Once upon a time, a man had to make a long journey through the desert. So he started off before dawn, full of energy. But as the sun climbed in the sky, a hot wind moved across the desert floor, and the man began to feel tired. And he heard a voice come out of the hot wind, and the voice said, "Pick up stones and carry them in your pocket, and you will be happy, and you will be sad. And the man said, my imagination's playing tricks on me. Why would anybody pick up stones and carry extra weight on a journey like this? And he hurried on. At midday, the sun had climbed high into the sky, and the man was feeling exhausted. His footsteps began to tremble, and he wandered off the path sometimes into the cactus on either side of the trail. And he heard a voice come out of the cactus, and the voice said, "Pick up stones, carry them in your pocket, and you will be happy, and you will be sad." And the man said, "Oh, surely I'm losing my mind, because no one in his right mind would add extra weight on a journey like this." And he pushed himself forward. But by midday, the day was at its hottest, and he began to stumble. His feet began to drag, and sometimes his hands and his knees became cut as he fell on the hard earth. And one time when he was down, he heard a voice come out of the hard-baked clay, and the voice said, "Pick up stones, carry them in your pocket, and you will be happy, and you will be sad." And he said, "All right." Anything to stop these voices. And he scratched at the ground, and he got a few rough stones, and he shoved them in his pocket, and he carried on. And he thought he could feel the weight of those stones in his pocket, but at least he heard no more voices. And at sunset, he came to his destination, a pretty village with a running fountain, and he refreshed himself with delicious food and drink. And in the evening, he sat on a bench under a shade tree, and he thought back over his journey. And he remembered the stones, and he reached in his pocket, and he pulled them out. And he was happy, and he was sad. He was happy because those rough stones had turned into diamonds. He was sad because he realized he could have carried just a few more. My students will recognize this as a parable, and this is the lesson I think the parable teaches. The challenges we take on, the good work we do faithfully, the responsibility to which we are loyal, these things seem like burdens sometimes, but these are the things that give value and meaning over time. Ask your parents. They are midway through their journey. Their pockets are full of stones, and they're hoping for the best. Ask your grandparents. They'll tell you the parable is absolutely true. As I say, this is my last story for you. It has stayed with me. I hope it stays with you. Chapter 3. Watching the news, I realized that my graduation on June 5 in 1965 and your graduation today have much more in common than a half-century of changes would suggest. When I was a junior, I saw on a bulletin board over here in this large room a hand-scribbled note. The note said, "The president has been assassinated." When I scoffed at somebody's bad idea of humor, Bob Bates, a classmate who was standing next to me, said, "No, Smitty, it's true." Our generation, the baby boomers, have forever been identified by those turbulent years, loosely known as the 60s, the social and political upheaval of the time. You graduate in turbulent times as well. Next fall, you're going to walk onto college campuses churning with debate and activism, and you will be pressed to calibrate your intellectual and moral compasses. But I'm not going to give you a sober lecture on the troubles of the world. No. As CJ has told you, one of my hobbies is magic. So now I'm going to cast a good luck spell to protect you as you graduate into a troubled world. And that's why chapter 3 is called Grad Spell. Time to tear open those envelopes and take out the 4 playing cards inside. okay? Turn them away from you, face away from you. And try not to look at the faces until the end, all right? Now, the first part of this is tricky. And as you know from Harry Potter, magic spells are very particular. So follow directions, listen up, don't fall behind, or you might turn into a frog and spend the rest of your days living in the cow pond. Okay? The cards are very slippery, so hold on tight. And the first thing you're going to do, put them in a group like this and fold them over in half. Hang on tight, they're slippery. Make a nice deep crease in them. Nice firm crease in them. Good. Okay? Now fold them back the other way and make that crease even deeper. Yeah. To be lucky, this is a good luck spell, to be lucky you have to be flexible. So bend this back and forth and back and forth and really weaken that center strip. Okay. And now, to be lucky you have to occasionally do the unthinkable. I want you to tear these cards right in half. And now you have 4 cards in each hand, correct? Okay. Now take one packet, put it on top of the other, and hold them all together. Okay? Now we're going to count off some cards. Take the top 1, 2, 3 cards together and move them to the bottom. Take the next 1, 2, 3 cards together. Make sure you have 3. And put them in the middle of the pack, not the bottom. Okay? Don't fall behind. Here we go. We all set? 3 on the bottom, the next 3 in the middle? Okay, the next card then is number 7. Ooh, 7's a very magical, lucky number. Save this. Put it under your butt and sit on it for safekeeping where you can get it later. Okay, hey, we just saved some good luck. Let's get rid of all your bad luck. Ask yourself, are you someone who has a little bit of bad luck, an average amount of bad luck, or just way too much bad luck? Yeah. If you answered a little bit, take just 1 card off the top. If you said, an average amount, take 2 cards off the top. If you said, whoa, a whole lot, take 3 cards off the top. All right? Hold those in your hand up in the air. 1, 2, or 3 cards. It's your choice. That's bad luck. Throw it away. Right. Okay. Now we want to ensure that you have good luck all the time. So we're going to count off the days of the week. Card number 1 off the top, that's Sunday. Move it to the bottom. Card number 2, Monday. Move it to the bottom. Card number 3, Tuesday. Move it to the bottom. This is Wednesday. Move it to the bottom. Thursday. Move it to the bottom. Friday. Move it to the bottom. And finally, Saturday. Okay, last step. We're going to reduce the pile of cards in your hand down to 1 card. And this is how we're going to do it. Remember the old game, she loves me not, he loves me not? We're going to do it with cards. Okay? First card. Luck loves me. Put it on the bottom. Luck loves me not. Ooh, throw it away. Luck loves me. Put it on the bottom. Luck loves me not. Throw it away. Luck loves me. Put it on the bottom. Luck loves me not. Ooh, throw it away. Luck loves me. Put it on the bottom. Luck loves me not. Throw that away. Luck loves me. Put it on the bottom. Luck loves me not. Throw that away. Now, reach under your butt, pull out the card you saved, don't look at it yet, and put them together. And if they match, the spell is firm. Good luck to the class of 2017. As you go forward, remember the stones in the desert. Pick up challenges. Do your good work faithfully. Fulfill your responsibilities. And lastly, come back often and leave more footprints on this campus. It's your school, worth a visit. It has been worth a lifetime.